Hello, everyone. We are back. Stream Big podcast. We're back for another rambling conversation this week about live streaming. So live streaming itself, a bit more about the actual format, a little bit about kind of monetization, fan funding, all that kind of good stuff. So me and Scott catch up on that. We also talk about the news and what's gone on this week. As always, there is always stuff happening. If you didn't see it on socials, we'll definitely talk about it here. And also lots of great questions from our listeners. We were also lucky enough to have another special guest in for the podcast, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get started. This is Stream Big. Scott.
Hey.
It's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week. It's been a good week, busy week,
very
stressful
good week. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been in Lisbon.
Yeah.
Flew to Lisbon on Monday.
Yeah.
To do
before we go into detail that, can I ask, is your phone on silent?
It is indeed.
Yeah. You
Definitely,
sure? You said that last week as well.
Do you know what? I'll just triple check.
Yeah, triple check.
Triple check.
Yeah, busy week.
It is on silent, and it has rang once.
Well, I've got a long weekend coming up, so let's start it now by relaxing, taking a breath, chilling out a little bit.
We're going to a nice spa for the weekend.
I am, yeah.
Do you want to plug the spa? Do you want to plug the spa?
No.
No?
No, they won't give me any
might
free
get
stuff.
a discount.
I haven't got that influencer level yet.
Might get a chocolate on your bed when you arrive.
Yeah. So let's start with the news. Yeah, you've been away.
I've been away. Went to Lisbon for 3 days. It was the New Economics exhibition, which is all about Web3, and it's also the Web Summit out there at the moment. So there's lots of people out there in the tech space talking about how Web3 is going to define the music industry. And I was on a couple of panels and did a few speaking slots, and it was good.
What kind of topics then?
It was all about kind of fan engagement, how Web3 can help with fan engagement, and also how also talking about how creators can monetize their content using Web3, and not just Web3, just generally how creators can monetize their content. So obviously with our platform, I was asked to go out there, did a talk, and did some networking, had some nice dinners, had some nice drinks, and
nice.
Did
Living the life.
Lots of work as well, Craig.
Obviously. Yeah, of course.
And back on, when I get back on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It was good.
Public speaking.
I missed you, though,
Did you do any public
Craig.
speaking up there?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I was on a.
How was that?
It was good.
It's good.
Yeah, it was all good.
Well,
I think it was. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was great. Well, yeah, glad to have you back. What else has been going on this week? Press is cracking on.
Yeah.
We had a few cool little features. There was one in Hello magazine. There was a few like investor news articles as well, which was.
I think there's still.
cool.
Yeah, I think the PR agency is still. People are contacting them for updates and stuff. So that's why we're still seeing some good coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
And the Outernet, we did a big event at the Outernet on Thursday.
Yeah, so Lounges Unplugged. Yeah, so well done to the team for hosting that. So Lounges Unplugged, just a bit of a showcase event, really, isn't it? It's sort of like six or seven artists that perform just a few songs, and we just give everyone a bit of a platform.
There's quite a few people on the stream.
It was a successful stream. It was a free stream. Kind of a bit of a sort of discovery tool. Hopefully they got a few kind of new followers and backers.
I think the feedback from the artists, they were really happy with it. They got lots of good feedback after the event, and a lot of their friends and family that weren't able to go to the event because the tickets were all sold out at the venue, said that it was really, really good, and it was.
Well, that's what it's all about. Isn't it?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's all about. We'll talk about that a bit later because I kind of want to. Talk a bit about live streaming and the benefits and stuff. What else? We had an away day yesterday. A little day out of the office.
Did a day out.
Say day out as if it's like a day trip or something.
Strategy day in a boardroom for 6 people.
Yeah, could you call it a boardroom or would you call it
a boardroom
booth?
for 6 people that only fits 4?
Yeah, yeah, we're in there
It's
all
quite
day.
stuffy, but it was good.
Yeah, a bit of thinking time, bit of time to pause and reflect and think a little bit and plan out what comes next year, I guess. Big one though. Tech team have been working their socks off, as you know. We all have, and we submitted the new mobile app for submission today. Apple and Google have got to say yes. Goes through a little review process, but hopefully when that goes through, we'll talk about that a bit more. Maybe do a bit of a little showcase on.
Yeah, that'd be nice to show up on the screen. And
yeah,
are you going to give anyone?
Can make that.
Just a little sneak preview about what's on it now, maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to go. There is a bit of a game changing feature coming in that. I don't want to telling you, I need to be telling them because you already know, don't you? But a few game-changing features. Generally, there is a lot of stuff coming on our roadmap like that. There is one particular thing that's in the app that hopefully will really make a difference to quite a lot of creators, I'd say. I won't talk about that now, but outside of that feature, it's being able to host from your phone. Obviously, much better quality than going through a webcam or a laptop, but much better quality camera, microphone, reliability, and from a viewer point of view, it's just much more kind of engaging, interactive, and so we'll probably show that off a bit more.
But that's going live on next month, really. A couple of weeks. We're launching that with some, as you say, with some game-changing technology.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to that.
What else has been going on?
I think the big thing this week was the app. You were away, so we all got a bit of peace and quiet. And the Lounges Unplugged event. I was actually at home. I didn't go to the Lounge Unplugged event because it was sold out.
I saw you. You watched it on your big screen.
Yeah, I watched on the big screen. Cast it to the TV. I actually watched about 3 streams that night because there was a couple before, and then the Lounges Unplugged was quite a long one. Good night in.
Yeah,
gave a few tips.
Yeah, good.
A few comments, had a few chats.
We earned some money from you then. That's good to it's good to hear.
Yeah, exactly. So that was good. But yeah, today I wanted to talk a little bit about the core of what we do. In the past, we've kind of spoken about who we are. Last week we spoke a little bit about our journey, but like, putting all that aside, what are we actually doing, and what is Lounges, and what does it represent? And I think that delving a bit deeper into that would be quite valuable. So I kind of want to talk about that, how streaming has maybe changed things a little bit in the kind of creator industry. I don't intend to spring these topics on you every week, but yeah, but you got the gift of the gab. You can.
Thank you. So fire away.
Well, it's kind of an open discussion, really, but I guess the main thing, lots of people are doing it, lots of creators are doing it, but not everyone's caught onto it just yet. It's probably fair to say that certain genres are more ahead than others, so gaming has kind of just doubled down on it, and it's exploded. Live streaming and gaming has just exploded, but there's so much potential for all the other genres.
I think as we spoke about before, fan engagement. If I go to a concert and I want to, talk to the artist or engage with the artist, it's impossible. They come on, they're off, they're protected by so many people around them. But when you do something in streaming, I can engage with them because I could go backstage with them, and some of the stuff we're looking at is the ability to interact and talk to an artist before the event, after the event, and look at what happens at the at the backstage and things like that. And I think that's what fans want to see, the things they can't see at an actual event. So I think you mentioned the other day, you're never going to replace live, but if you can replace live with more fan engagement and more interactivity, then that's a big advantage for streaming.
I think in a roundabout way, although maybe there is that layer of distance there when you're on a stream versus in reality, but with the right kind of format, it actually can get you closer.
Yeah, well, that's also if you can. We won't talk about our whole roadmap, but the ability to sit there, and sit there. Move around the stadium and immerse yourself. That's that's cool.
We are, Lounges is in its early days, but I'd say that live streaming is massively in its early days, and where it will go in terms of bridging those gaps all those people put in around it's not as good as the real thing or whatever, but it's early days in terms of the technology. So where it will go and how much further will it go.
I think there was a lot of topic and talks while I was away about Web3 and how you can do some some amazing stuff Web3 and VR and virtual reality and be really kind of immerse yourself into the event. I think I think obviously Web3 was huge, especially NFTs. It grew and grew and grew, and it like everything in that space, it kind of dropped back down, but it's definitely going to be.
Well, we spoke when it was it was everyone was in it, and if you weren't talking about it, but we we kind of had that conversation, intentionally said that, we could go down the metaverse angle, we could push for all these interactive experiences and stuff, and they are very much in their conceptual kind of phase. But we decided, didn't we, that you can make the technology and the methods better, but if the underlying structure and the underlying revenue share and underlying kind of approach to it is broken, you're just making something more glossy that still isn't fair.
Yeah.
Someone could look in 3D at a stream, but if the artist still isn't getting paid fair, what's
Correct.
the point, right?
But 3D is something that I think 3D will potentially become quite a popular way to consume concerts and entertainment as a whole. But at the moment, the wearables are just too big. Sitting there watching a
Quite
concert
expensive.
with an hour and a half thing on your head, you'd be dizzy, sweating, and God knows what. So when it becomes a piece of glass you can just put on, but that's 5-10 years away. But
and there's a bit of an interest. I mean, we're massively diverging off topic here, but there's a bit of an interesting concept at the moment around technology, and does it advance to attach to your body or get further away from you? So we're immersed in technology. We've got a phone in our pocket and a watch on our wrist, and it can go one or two ways now. Do we start bolting more technology to us, and you do the whole Elon Musk sort of Neuralink approach, or does it become more distant and it's all the gesture-based stuff, and actually maybe in the future you don't have glasses bolted to your face, but the room can simulate it or project it for you, and so anyway, that aside, I could talk about that kind of nerdy stuff for ages, but I think that live stream, we should talk a little bit about the reach of it and the kind of broader appeal that maybe is not the obvious appeal at the moment. But what could people be doing on their live stream? And I guess maybe before that, who are live streams for? In terms of creators, who are they for? As I say, gaming's dominating it, but
I suppose streaming is for everyone, whether it's the artist that wants to reach new audiences or whether it's the viewers that want to watch the artist perform but they can't get to the venue. And also, we've never really discussed this, but live streaming or live events, it's a massive opportunity where someone's doing an event at a venue, they're there, the cameras are there, everything is already there. Why are you just limiting it to the amount of people that are in that particular venue? So I'm really keen on trying to create that live stream, live event, and it should happen at the last concert of that. If you've got a concert for 7 days, you offer the live stream at day 7, so you don't cannibalise your business model on day 1
when
to
it's
6.
sold out.
And you could there's so many opportunities for extra revenues to have 1 million people online and have 50,000 in the stadium as well. So there's lots of benefits to adding it onto existing tours, but also tours are expensive. It costs a lot of money now to hire a venue and get a crew and get lighting and cameras and stuff. So you could do that from your own environment. You're doubling up on the revenues.
I think so. Let's flip over quickly before, obviously, we can talk about creators a bit more. But looking at audiences, you've just dropped a couple of reasons in there around people who couldn't get tickets. Is it sold out? But then you've also got. Have you got fans the other side of the country or in other countries? When Moss was here, he was talking about he's got a big Germany. So it unlocks that. But there is a bit of a kind of a physical exclusivity of live events in that if you're not in the city, if you can't afford it, if you literally just can't afford a ticket, they're not cheap these days, and the prices are going up and up. Or if you missed, you didn't buy one in time or you missed it. It unlocks it to such a wider fan base. And then the other thing is as well, it captures it, right? It's a moment in time that's captured for the people who couldn't make it.
Yeah.
If they got a clash or they can't get there or whatever.
So the on-demand angle was just being able to monetize it beyond the event.
Yeah. I mean, we've spoke about this a lot around, I used to buy a lot of concert DVDs. They don't really exist anymore. And you get maybe individual sort of phone recorded snippets of performances, but
also on the streaming platforms don't offer them.
No,
you don't really see on Netflix to watch a previous concert of Guns N' Roses.
No, it doesn't happen that often. They occasionally dabble in it, but again, why should that be exclusive for the likes of Guns N' Roses? Why can't it just be a content form that people are just used to digesting?
I totally agree.
Actually, later on in the episode, I chat to one of our creators, and we talk a bit about how it's kind of more beneficial a very beneficial thing for creators. But I thought let's do a bit of a. It's not the quickfire round. We'll do the quickfire round later, but I've kind of formatted it in that way, kind of addressing the haters a little bit of live streaming. We get pushback. Naturally, everyone has questions, challenges. We get pushback, and I think it would be a good little thing if we run through some of them and just discuss some of them. The first topic: my fans aren't interested. I've had creators say to me before.
Fans.
Easy answer, right?
They're not fans. If your fans aren't interested in engaging with you exclusively on a stream, then that's the wrong word.
Yeah.
To use my fan, they're not your fans.
Yeah, it's someone's following you who's maybe not actually that interested in your content.
Yeah.
There's some stats on this actually. I dug out some stats that a survey showed that 42% of audiences want more live music.
42%.
So even if you looked at your follower and you said 42% of them might want to see more live content from me, that's a pretty big opportunity.
And that's why it's so important for creators to continue to build their following, continue to go and do content, short form content on all the platforms to build that following base. Because if you're building that base, you're saying 46% of them are going to want to watch more content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big stat. I'm
42%.
quite impressed with that number. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think with the right proposition, the right content, offering the right thing, your fans should. Will trust us. They'll definitely want to see that kind of stuff. I mean, it does come down to the value proposition, and what you're offering and stuff. I'm sure, if you were just sitting on a stream doing nothing, then maybe. But if you're showing off your talent,
well,
then
no wonder they're not fans if you're just sitting there doing nothing.
yeah, exactly. Here's another one we get.
Yeah,
I can stream on Instagram and TikTok. Why is it different?
Well, that's a very easy one. If any creator that says to you that, or you got to go back and say, great, that's brilliant. How much revenue have you earned from those platforms? And they'll every single one of them is going to 99.9% of those people that say that are going to turn around and say, well, I haven't earned any revenue from that.
Yeah.
And that's the answer is we monetize your fan base properly, fairly, and quickly.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
I've got another take on that.
Yeah.
You're always the Mr. Commercial. I'm always the Mr. Experience. 50% of people will leave a live stream in less than 90 seconds if the quality is low.
Even if they're paid for it or if it's free.
Yeah. If someone's going live on a TikTok and they're just stood in their kitchen, they haven't put much effort into, the production of it, or it's
the bounce rate high. Yeah.
And TikTok and Instagram are for that throwaway content, right? You have to be raw. People, that's what people want, is fast content. It doesn't match up. The engagement's going to be lower. The reach might be higher, but the engagement's definitely going to drop. And in terms of quality, there are easy ways to produce good quality content, and I think Lounges maybe encourages that a little bit more than some of the other platforms.
But it's also, if you look at our platform, the latency, the ability to bring people in, the quick interactions, the quick chat, and it's a different offering than TikTok and
I mean these are challenges that we've been answering from day one, right? So the product has very much evolved to answer this. So why would anyone pay when it's free elsewhere?
Because the content that's free is snackable content. What we've always said is carry on doing your content on TikTok, YouTube, TikTok, or all the platforms. But when you want to do a real piece of content that warrants a paywall, that maybe 60 minutes long, with engagement, with other added benefits, people will pay for it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the short answer is that if it's available elsewhere for free, they wouldn't pay for it. So, there's two sides to that. One is, don't expect to put your music video from YouTube on here and charge money to watch it, because that's not what the proposition's for. But at the same time, know your own value and stop, giving away the content for free. The expectation is it's free, but
it doesn't have to be free.
It doesn't have to be free. If you create something special performance, maybe release something early, add that layer of interaction, that kind of special intimate feel, that adds a level of value that should not be given away.
I think when you asked the question, I thought, why would people pay for the content if it's already available? I didn't realise you meant if the content's on YouTube and it's on Lounges and it's like for like. Clearly, people are going to ask that question. But as I said, it's got we're all about longer form content. That's what people want to watch now.
We have seen more on this in a bit, but fans will support the people they follow. It's an opportunity that you as a creator, you're actually giving your fans an opportunity to get involved, and there's a certain kind of interaction there that they definitely crave. And really, if a creator is saying that, why would anyone pay for it when it's free? The only person who's saying that is themselves. Like you said earlier, if people won't pay for that special experience from they're not a fan, right?
Yeah, so you're always going to have the hardcore fans that will always watch their content, support their creators, and you're always going to have the flyby fans that continue to watch the free content, but actually they're not diehard fans, because if they were, they'd really want to watch all their content. Like I say, I know you're a massive Bruce Springsteen fan, so if he created some content tomorrow that was £10 for 25 minutes, you'd pay for it because it's exclusive and you're a super fan. And that's what we're about, is we're allowing all these super fans to get close and immerse themselves.
Yeah. Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about fan funding a little bit, as we call it, and why is it important? Couple of stats to kick off the conversation. I've been googling my heart out this afternoon for stats. You actually mentioned this in an earlier podcast that 43% of musicians are earning less than £40,000 a year in income. There is some interest that fluctuates interestingly when you start to then look at the ones who are full time in that as well. It's it's tough out there, but you compare that to the industry growth, and the industry is growing year on year, up 4.7% year on year.
But the salaries and the wages
are
declining, and the cost of living is increasing.
So there's all this money floating around, if we're talking about the music industry specifically, and I'm sure it's true for others, but it's not being passed to the creators themselves. I was reading a bit of a report,
which is why there's such a big rise in the indie music market.
Everybody doing it themselves. Yeah, definitely.
Managing their socials, managing their Spotifys, managing their own themselves.
There was a report that I was reading earlier, and they said that huge portion of musicians will say that there are barriers to their success. You'd imagine that that's true. But nearly a quarter of them say it's down to the fact they don't earn enough. And nearly half of them lack sustainable income, so that becomes a barrier to their music career. So you've got all these people who want to do it. It actually also says 17% of them are in debt to be able to carry on doing it, which is just
because you think about how many artists have blown up in the last year, 2 years. There's very, very few artists that actually have blown up. I mean, there's obviously a handful, but look about how many people are in the music industry that are trying every day to get heard, get seen, and try and become famous. And there's probably 10 artists that have actually succeeded in doing that in the last 12 months.
23% of them stated that they don't feel like they earn enough, and 46% of them said that it's been a barrier to their success. So that's why fan funding is so important. It says it in the numbers. We've seen it in the evidence.
People don't have to, on our platform, people are earning, relatively good revenues, but they don't have, your fans don't have to give hundreds and hundreds of pounds. If you could have 100 people give you £5, that's, that is enough to really kind of continue doing what you love, support what you love. And if you mentioned we've spoken about the average rate is £14,000 a year. That's about £1,300 a month. So if that's over the month, if you could do one event a week that earns you £500, you've earned more than you're virtually doubling up.
It goes from being a potential side hustle to being an actual enabler. Right?
I think people need, these artists we're working with manage their expectations. I don't think they're going to come to our platform and become multimillionaires, but they're coming to our platform to practice what they do, reach new audiences, and earn a living that's going to continue their journey in something they love doing.
Yeah. We spoke last week about crowdfunding, and we spoke about how that worked for us, and how it was about working our own network, sort of, adding fuel to the fire when it comes to the crowd, and then the crowd follow each other. People are contributing relatively small amounts in comparison to other investment formats, but en masse, it makes a big difference. And fan funding is exactly that. We're just swapping the word, right? And it might only be £1 from a creator to say, thanks for a great gig, 45 minutes, loved it, here's £1 tip. But as you say,
I think you're right, and that's why we built the on-demand, the YouTube on-demand model, where you can watch content 24/7, and get tips, which is game changing. So that basically means that creators with good content can sleep and earn money. Mm-hmm. And that is something that no one's really done. The live is obviously a way of monetizing your content, but having the ability to make money while you sleep by having good content sitting on the platform, sharing it with your fans, that is a massive opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same pivot that we keep talking about, right? Make money while you sleep by monetizing your on-demand content. Obviously, it's got to be worth paying for. At the moment, other platforms are making money while you sleep. Your content's still out there. It's still getting watched. You see your views tick up, however slowly it might be.
You're making money, but you're not making enough money.
No, I mean the platform. The creators are obviously not making enough money, but the platforms are making money from
fortunes because they're making this.
That doesn't stop. That's a machine that keeps going.
Correct, so, and they're pushing out the content that is popular and not pushing the content that probably is better quality but less popular. So
we had a bit of a pivot, didn't we, around the funding model, and we kind of we originally approached this, I think, from you've got a piece of content that your fans want to see. Let's make it a very clear transaction, and you charge a ticket to see it, and you promote that. You're taking your product out to your following. But we saw a massive change, didn't we, in the tips side of things, and actually tips as an earner as far outweighs ticket sales.
Because people find that, I mean, paying for something can be a barrier. So if you can get more people into the room and your content's good, then more people are going to reward you for that. But then we've also seen recently, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen some paid for streams that have received some big tips as well. So it's, that just shows you that it's not just about just buying that ticket. It's about after the event, it's fan engagement again, just supporting you consistently, supporting you.
That shift in tips, and we're kind of we're kind of leaning into that. But that shift in tips goes back and answers one of those first challenges that your content is definitely worth paying for.
Yeah.
If somebody is getting into the room, even if they haven't paid anything to watch it, but they're getting in, they're feeling like they should or they want to give you a piece of money to say thank you and help you on your way, your content's definitely
correct.
Worth
and if
for.
You've got real fans, I actually think that people would support you without watching content. Just sort of support you in your journey. If they realise that you want to continue your journey, and we're building tip buttons within profiles and stuff, so people can get supported without consistently having to push content out just because they want to support you on your journey.
Yeah, I think that's important to say because I think there's a bit of a stigma. Some creators that we work with say, "Oh, I don't want to ask, or I don't want to seem like I'm begging or whatever." But that is not how it's perceived.
No.
As you say, those people have found someone that they like. They buy into what they're doing and the journey they're on, and that is a form of interaction you can't get from a gig.
Yeah,
feeling like you've contributed.
Yeah, I agree.
That person released an album, and I probably helped them do that.
Yeah, and let's look at the the models out there where that allow you to fund GoFundMe and all those things, and that allow before the product's there, they're helping you fund that and feel part of it. So when the product launches, that they feel like they're part of the process.
Definitely.
I'm rambling.
We're rambling, but it's good. It's a good ramble. It's an informed ramble.
Kickstarter was the platform I was talking about, where you can kickstart your ideas and things. Yeah. People are backing people's ideas that haven't even actually come to anything yet.
Yeah.
So it's not
they're buying potential.
Yeah.
They're buying potential. They're investing in potential, and that is exactly what our viewer base want to do. Yeah. They want to invest in potential, and they want to be entertained throughout, be part of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep putting my hands in front.
So what's next? What's next question?
So, I think the summary from that, live streaming is changing the game.
Yeah.
It has changed the game in certain industries. Literally the game, because I said, gaming is the giant in live streaming, but
it's a very young audience.
It's a very young audience, but what it's done, the kind of rapid adoption of that in kind of techies has shown, kind of techie gamers has sort of shown that the appeal is there, the interest is there, the audience is there, that they want to see this kind of grassroots content made by people in their bedrooms playing their video games.
Yeah.
Now, if that can fund people's careers by sitting and playing a video game and other people watching and, you know, sending them money, these amazingly talented musicians, creators, comedians
definitely achieve what they need to achieve.
100%.
So if someone had said to you 10 years ago that there's going to be a platform out there where you can watch people playing FIFA,
yeah, and people will be given money,
and people will pay to watch that content for hours and hours and hours. I mean, some of these, you know, Grand Theft Auto and GTA and stuff, people are literally sitting there watching gamers for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And gifting them this virtual currency, obviously gifting them virtual currency. And supporting their careers in doing something they actually love. And what a great career, sitting at home playing computer
100%.
games all day.
It's kind of evolved into a weird kind of version of watching sports.
Well, it's esports.
It's esports. I get it. I think it's brilliant that people are doing it. I think but how great that you haven't got to be an elitist sort of celebrity or an athlete to be able to get involved in an industry like that. And I think that we are building something here that can do that for other industries. You don't necessarily...
We're just replicating to different genres. It's the same principle.
Yeah. Same principle, and it's proven it works. Quick fire round. I know you love these.
Love him.
Do you know what? I always ask these questions. You always answer them, and I'm putting you on the spot about. Do you want to lead the quick fire round?
Yeah, no worries. How's that over here, mate?
Passing the controls to Scott.
Okay, drum roll. Quick fire round. Friday, the
What's it? The lunatics
17th of November.
The lunatics have taken over the asylum.
Yeah.
Scott just got told off by a producer for saying the time.
First time.
He wants to maintain the mystery.
Okay, quick fire round, Craig. What's your favourite genre of stream?
This feels weird now because I wrote these and now I'm answering them. I'm interviewing myself. Favourite genre of stream? I'm a music fan. I know.
On our platform or generally?
Generally, I'm a big music fan. Lounges from the outset is not specifically about music, but it is why I got involved in lounges and why I brought into the vision of it. So it's music for me. What about you?
Fitness.
Fitness.
I'm
guru.
a fitness. I think obviously music is a great genre for us because we've so many times how difficult it is to make money in the music industry. But as we grow, I think there could be so many different categories that we can enter too that will be so great. I'm not going to go into all of them now, so I think I'm going to back your answer and also say music.
Yeah, music's just such a. I mean, it's a universal thing, right? Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves music.
I mean, occasionally you meet people say I don't like music, but don't trust
not many.
them.
Don't trust them. Like people who don't like dogs, don't trust them.
No, exactly.
So, what tip do you have for people who might be nervous about going live for the first time? Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. Next question. No, it is a unnatural environment. We said in the first podcast here, doing this, it was an unnatural thing, and this isn't live. This is just we're chatting in a fairly kind of different environment, and it's the same. And I think that the main bit of advice is that everyone who's in the room wants you to do a good job.
Correct, exactly.
Right? No one's there to catch you out.
No.
No one's there to point and laugh at you. They're all there to back you, support you.
And it's about I think about consistency. You know, it's never going to be the best one the first time.
Yeah.
And you evolve and you do practice runs, and we've got practice modes coming and all these kind of things that just literally just help you in your journey to make you a professional at what you do.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with people want to see
raw,
yeah, raw and true.
Yeah, good. Can you watch lounges.tv? No one ever says lounges.tv, but it says it on there.
Lounges.
But everyone
What
says
do you
lounges
say?
TV. I say lounges TV.
I think more and more I've started saying lounges.
Yeah. But no one actually says what it is, which is lounges.tv. Because luckily we bought loungestv.com and everything else. We should have a look at, see where most traffic comes from. But anyway, what can I watch Lounges TV on your TV?
You can, through casting.
Yeah.
So watch it on your mobile, and if your TV supports it, you can cast it.
Do you need to have a smart TV to be able to support it?
You do. Apple Play or Google
Play.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I use Apple
it's a
Play.
casting sex.
Yeah, it's a casting. So once you're in your phone,
you need a smartphone to a smart TV, and it's simple.
Yeah,
Little
and it
code.
kind of, I mean, I don't mind watching stuff on my phone, but like I said, I joined some streams the other night, and I watched them all on my TV.
Yeah,
laid out on my sofa.
I think if you're watching a music event, the ability to have it watching on your screen with surround sound is much better.
It's a level above, isn't it?
But we are going to be launching apps on TVs
Yeah,
in the future. But for now,
TVs,
you can
games,
experience
consoles, all that.
Yeah, but for now you can experience as it would be an app just by casting it. So what's the next big thing on the roadmap? Which we alluded to before.
We did.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should talk about it.
No.
I think we should do a whole
Too
thing
many,
on that.
There's too many to talk about.
The mobile app has been a huge piece of work, as you can imagine. We're kind of replicating everything you can do on the web in a mobile app, which has been a huge piece of work. There is an extra feature in that is coming soon that you'll hear a lot about and you'll see a lot about in the press and in marketing that we won't talk about now. In terms of, what was the question? Sorry, what's coming next?
What's the next big thing on our roadmap?
There are a few things going out very soon, actually, just around generally improving the stream experience.
And tipping?
Tipping, we listen to our creators and our audience on a regular basis. We always talk to them, we always chat to them. The team are speaking to them all day long. And we listen, and we learn, and we improve, and we deliver what they want. And some of that stuff at the moment is around tipping, as we said, and ability to tip from people's profiles, not in a stream. And then also improving the actual stream, the experience itself, making it more immersive. So.
Good answer. I see creators making money on lounges. How do I get to that level?
Yeah, I think it's about starting.
Yeah.
Best time to start was probably a couple of months ago. Second best time starts right now.
I think, I think the answer to that is engage with your audience. You know, if you go live on Lounge TV, yes, you're going to get the viral effect of people coming to watch your content that are currently on the site, but it's all about you working your audience and letting them know that your event's going live, put it on your socials.
I understand the nerves side of things. You know, if we're talking about hesitation to start, I understand the nerves side of things. The only answer to that is do it, and you'll be very surprised how comfortable you are doing it. The second side of it is, you know, from zero to earnings, that must be really difficult to get there. But you know, it's so much easier on this platform. If you're talking about, I want to build a following on YouTube and I want to make, or on Instagram or TikTok, and I want to make significant money, you are in it for the long haul, right? You're trying to go viral every week.
Very challenging to do so.
Yes, and you are trying to build an organic following that can eventually monetize you. Lounges TV is a bit more of a shortcut in that, because you're getting such a huge revenue share, 80% of any money that comes in, that zero to earnings is the gap. That gap is a lot smaller, and you can start earning money from your first event.
Yeah, literally.
Everyone does. I don't know. You know, if you get some of your followers to come along, I mean, we could look at the numbers, but I think almost everyone's earned money out of their first event,
unless it was a free event.
If they've had people there, more often than not, they've had tips. Yeah. So all you've got to do is start, and you'll start making money. Don't quote me on that.
And if you need any tips, feel free to reach out to Craig. He'll tell you more about how to do that. How can I migrate my following over to lounges?
Okay, I guess it's kind of similar answer really, but it is about offering value and a proposition that maybe is not available on your other channels. So there is a place in your tool in a creator's tool set for lounges. But you've got to sort of understand what your audience want to see, which no doubt, you know, most creators and influencers and artists will know. And it's about being able to offer that as the incentive to bring them over. There's something special happening, or you can come and ask me questions, or I'm releasing my EP next week, but come over now and I'll play it for you a week early.
Early access and things. But also moving on to the tech as well, we make it very easy for people to bring in their audiences over by, when you create an event on our platform, we give you widgets, we give you links, we give you all the social sharing ability very easily for you to, you know, post it on there and bring them over. So we make it really easy for the creators to bring their audiences over, or at least promote their events. Yeah. So you can't force people to come over, but we've definitely made it easy for them, I think.
The main thing is nobody's going to join if they don't know it's happening, right?
Yeah.
So you have this another hesitation with creators. Oh well, how will I get my followers to come over? Like,
Tell them about it.
Tell them about it. Share what they're going to get, and they will. If they're, as you said, if they are fans,
They will come.
They will come.
And if they're not, if they don't, they're not fans. Get rid of them.
I don't know about
unfollow
that.
Yeah. Can I perform copyright music on lounges?
Yes. Which actually on most of the other platforms you cannot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone's experienced. I say everyone. Musicians trying to play music, particularly in lockdown, over a Facebook or whatever, and their stream gets muted, and in the comments everyone's
shut
commenting.
down, not muted. There's literally close it down.
Yeah.
Without any explanation.
Yeah.
The
That
chat
is because
goes.
it's detected music,
Yeah.
and it's got a policy of you can't do it. That is a bit crazy because then nobody's winning. I understand the thing about using copyright you're not allowed to and all that kind of stuff. But if Facebook had the facility somehow for you to be able to use it legally, everyone would win. The creator could do the stream, the viewer could hear what they want to hear, and the rights holder would get what they wanted to get.
But the problem is because the revenue is so small because it's driven by ads, the rights holders
can't do it. They
the
can't
rights
secure
holders
it.
don't want to. Are not interested in giving the access to the music
Exactly.
file.
But lounges, it's more direct revenue stream, which means that we were able to secure the right licenses. So yes, you can. You can perform cover songs. You can, whoever you want to do, and you can do that on lounges, and the rights will be paid to the right people automatically.
Yeah. And we do all the work again for you.
Yeah.
We don't have to do
Tell us what you sung, and we'll
make the deductions.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about we want to give back to the music industry. If someone sings a performance of someone who's written that music, they deserve to be rewarded for that song. They deserve to be rewarded for that stream. And that's something when we set out to build this platform, we were very much we want to do right. We want to do everything the right way for helping musicians, helping writers, helping all the people involved in that music to get their fair share back.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I think that's probably a bit of a trend through disruptors that maybe sometimes they don't necessarily do it all above board and stuff. But we're here to help artists and creators. It would make no sense to allow emerging artists to cover songs and rip off some other musician or some other rights holder. So it's
and obviously if you are not singing original music, then there's no deductions to be made at all unless you're signed up to the Performing Rights Society. Yeah, so it's really simple when you just tick a box, don't you?
The summary is if what you're performing is copyrighted or registered with PRS in some way, you have to pay PRS, and we'll help you facilitate that.
Good answer, Craig. I was going to ask the same question. Can I perform copyright music on lounges? What is the priority for 2024?
We had this chat yesterday, didn't we? Planning stuff out.
I think there's lots of priorities. Well, one priority is to help as many creators as possible in the world make money from doing what they love.
Yeah.
So you've got product priorities. Business.
Yeah. You've got it all. Every angle of the business has got a different priority. But maybe we give a bit of insight here into what we were discussing yesterday. We are setting out on a mission, as you guys know, to help creators where we can, and our benchmark of success on that is going to be how much money have we paid out to creators. So we will continuously be striving to increase that number. Part of that is just by growing the user base, but the other part of that is by challenging the revenue share, challenging licensing, opening up opportunities for creators to earn more money, increasing the ability for them to bring their followers. Just generally, let's get creators more money.
Yeah.
That's 2024.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And then that will generate more usage, more content, more excitement, more people come to the platform.
Snowball effect, right?
Exactly. We discussed crowdfunding last week. Is it too late to invest?
I'm going to throw that back to you.
It's so we are closing our Series A round, and we've got a little bit available. So we have kept that available for strategic investors that can add value to our business, and thankfully we are closing that. But yes, look, we'll never turn down anyone. If someone came to us and said, "Love your business, I'm passionate about what you do. I don't have lots of money. I believe in the business. I want to be part of it." How could we ever turn down someone? So always open to any conversation around investment.
There we go.
So reach out to me if you want to invest. Can we meet some of your? Well, can we meet more of the team members?
Nah.
Just all about us, isn't it? It's all about
this isn't the Lounges show. It's
maybe
the Craig and
one
Scott
week
show.
we shouldn't be here. We can let or one of us goes or one of us stays or.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's
I think
bring
it's
them
important
in.
we can rotate, and everyone will be a bit bored of me soon.
Yeah.
I am. People tend to get a bit bored of me.
No, I think we should. James will have to help us.
I'm sure
herd all the kittens and wrangle them into a sensible conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Definitely, they're a very talented bunch, a very mixed bunch. I would like to get the team in. I'd like to get the investors in. From all the different aspects, and people can see what's going on behind the scenes, because there is a lot of hard work going into it to
let people see and hear from themselves,
what we're
and
doing.
all the advisors as well.
Yeah.
Maybe
let us know what specific topics you'd be interested in, and we'll bring people in to talk about
that. And that is the last question on the list. So that's the quick fire round for this week.
Good
done.
Questions. Did you create them yourself? Did you make them yourself?
I wrote most of them are my questions.
Yeah.
I did all of them myself.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No worries, Craig.
Time for pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Yeah.
Love pick of the week.
So I haven't got a jingle.
Well, I'll go home and get my organ out tonight.
This is going to be an ongoing thing now. It's going to be a record of how many episodes can we get in before we get sent a jingle. So
jingles, please.
Jingles, please. Pick of the week. You picked last week. You picked Moss Kenner.
Mm-hmm.
Moss came into the studio and had a nice chat about his tour and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was really useful. I've picked this week, and she was coming into the studio, so I met her here, had a chat, and really cool artist. Her name is Snaas, which is quite a cool
snazzy name.
Snazzy name.
Name.
She came to the stream. It was actually her first time performing live. So, I mean, we talk about it a bit more, but yeah, she'd never done a gig before. She doesn't gig.
What does she do?
She is in musicals at the West End, lead parts in musicals at the West End. So very successful in what she does. But because of that, she doesn't have time to gig. And she came here and she did a gig at 3:00 on Friday afternoon, and she sold 28 tickets. So she was
very
made
happy.
up.
And she made. They weren't free tickets, were they?
No, they weren't. They were paid tickets. So she's gone away with money in her pocket, and she's got the buzz. She's caught the bug, and she is gonna try streaming from home, and she wants to come back here. So
we welcome
perfect,
her back.
really.
Good, brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. But take a look. Here's when I caught up with Snaas. Snaas.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm still feeling a little bit tingly, but I think it's just the excitement of the. Also very relieved that I actually went from start to finish and completed the thing. So.
Yeah. So a bit of background. Snaas has just done a live stream earlier today in the studio. First live stream.
I did something with Loungers a year ago, but it wasn't live, which was a different experience.
Yeah.
Actually.
Let's come on to that. Let's go backwards. Yep. Let's talk about you a little bit before we start talking Loungers. Let's talk about you a little bit. Tell us about yourself.
Who am I?
Who are you? Where are you from?
My name is Snaas, as we just discussed. I am from Holland. My dad's Dutch. My mum grew up in Zimbabwe, so there's an interesting mix going on there. But I grew up in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved to London when I was 18 for drama school. Studied musical theatre.
Okay.
And I'm still doing musical theatre.
Yeah.
I'm currently in Guys and Dolls.
Oh, really?
At the Bridge Theatre.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So where does writing and singing songs fit into that? Into your own thing?
Okay, so I need to choose my words carefully. So I started doing it. Well, actually, no, I know when I started doing it. I did it after my first serious bad breakup. And it's very cliche, and I bought a guitar. I think it really helps. So it makes sense why there's so many love songs.
You brought a guitar. What, you hadn't played guitar before then?
I was musical in a sense that I played piano, a bit of saxophone, maybe fumbled around with a guitar, but never actually committed to learning it. So I think it was just kind of an impulsive move to be actually I bought a keyboard a month before, and then I was like, all right, let's build some kind of bedroom studio thing.
Yeah.
And then I bought a guitar off of John from eBay.
Good old John. John
Yeah,
from eBay.
thanks, John.
Yeah.
He's alive, I think. I don't know why I did that. And then from there, I just started playing around with it, but mainly covers. So, the songwriting thing didn't come till later. But I think I realized it's a really good way to learn the guitar and to just chuck yourself in at the deep end, because then you just sort of start to figure out what your style is, and you can just play with chords, and it's just a good exercise to find your way around it.
So how long are we talking? How long has this been happening?
Right. So the breakup was during lockdown.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Lockdown breakups.
First lockdown. Sorry. And so that was what, 2 years, 3?
To be honest, it is all a blur.
It's a blur.
I don't know. They all blend into one for me.
Yeah.
So
okay. Then, yeah.
So breakup music.
Part 1 lockdown, breakup music. Then I just carried on playing because I enjoyed it, and also typically I've become a lot better, and maybe that's because of songwriting, but understanding my emotions is one of my sort of key things that I'm constantly trying to figure out, probably like everyone else. But it really helps. It just gave me a lot of clarity, and I guess in essence it's just journaling, isn't it? But just with music. So I carried on doing that while I was in Frozen. And it was really handy. They had a whole studio kind of practice space. So I would do that in between shows, and honestly, very grateful for that job, because I think that's where it really took off.
You got to practice and get into it. Yeah. Okay, so your day job, should we call it, is musical, right? You're in musicals, should I say?
Yeah, I would like to say day job, but it's a nighttime
that's true.
thing.
That's true. It's not a day job, is
No.
it? So how do you manage gigging around that? Do you
I
gig?
don't.
Do you not gig?
And I would love to. I really would love to. I mean, my day off is Sunday, so I just need to find somewhere that's open on a Sunday and open to
gigging.
having me gigging.
Yeah.
Because I would really, really like to do that. I think that would definitely take me from being a bit of a bedroom guitarist artist to actually going out into the real world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your Instagram is full of those bedroom guitarist videos.
Yeah.
And they're good. They're very good. It's a cool little, it's your true
I
self.
love my bedroom as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's my safe space.
But I mean, we're recording this on a Friday afternoon. You've just done a stream on Lounges on a Friday afternoon with 20 paying audience members.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
People came through.
I know.
Thanks.
Yeah, and they're, people are at work, and I saw some of the comments. People were sort of listening at their various sort of their jobs.
I had a doctor on there.
Yeah, yeah. So people want to hear it. So you got to find those gigs.
Yeah, for sure.
But how did it go? The stream. What was it like?
It was good. I think it's a given that you're going to be nervous unless you're superhuman. So I'm constantly being told at work nerves are good. So I think my body's probably used to that sensation, but in a different way. Usually I'm used to moving around, and then I think it sort of just wears off. But with this, you're just on your guitar, so it was kind of really hyper focused on what was happening, and my leg was going a little bit. But I think as long as I just sort of stayed present with what I was actually saying and playing, it went pretty well. And also I realized if you fuck up, you fuck up. I think something just survival mode kicks in, and just plan B is assumed.
Well, this is the thing, right? I mean, it's everyone there wants you to do well.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna call you out for any slip ups or anything. It's about being honest and natural and just sort of getting on with it. And we were talking just before we started recording about podcasting, and this is a bit of an unnatural environment as well. But you just got to be yourself and get going. And streaming, you had a lot of people in the chat. As I said, it was quite active. People chatting. How was that?
That was cute, actually. I had to be careful not to get too distracted, but it was really nice because like I thought I would also look up a bit more, but I didn't. I was really like just very insular about it.
It was a good stream. Yeah. It was a good stream. I know you probably haven't spoken to anyone since it ended.
No,
I'm the first person you've spoken to. I was watching it. It was a good stream.
Thank you.
Sounds very good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. The comments were nice, just to like look up from the guitar and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like you said, people want you to do well.
They do. You mentioned at the beginning there, let's go back to that about you did something with lounges before. So I kind of wanted to ask, like, where did the paths cross with lounges, and how did that come about?
Yeah. How did that happen? How did that happen, brain? I met Vince, but I can't remember how.
Well, you did the arts
My
council
memory
project,
is notoriously bad, by the way.
Is it a recurring theme for this conversation?
Yeah, it really is, and that's what kept happening in the live stream. I was like, oh, it's going away, and like the harder I tried. How did I meet Vince? Well, I met Vince, and I did it last year in November, so it's kind of like a nice full circle moment. And then like he called up probably like a month and a bit ago, just to be like, because I think this is your new space, and before I was in one of the pirate studios.
That's right. Yeah, we kind of had that arts council project with sort of studio time and stuff, right?
I applied for the project.
Okay.
And then they reached back out to me, and from there.
And here we are.
Yeah. I just needed someone to jog my memory.
Yeah. She need like prompt cards over in the background somewhere. And how do you think that live streaming? You mentioned you don't manage to get the time to go gigging very often because of the rest of your schedule. But how would you use live streaming to fit into your sort of wider tool set as an artist?
Yeah, I want to start doing it more because essentially it is like you get the same atmosphere or feeling that you would, I imagine, gigging, just because like there's no like stop start. And that's what I mean by me being like, it is my safe space, but maybe it's a little bit too safe, just like being in my bedroom. And you can like literally record something like 20 times.
Yeah.
So like this is just like a lot more authentic, and I think that can be a really good thing because like it's nice to see a human being a human, and not like seeing a very polished product. So.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of good practice at that sort of one take performance thing.
Yeah.
But you're in musicals every night, so you're clearly not afraid of the stage and a performance. And
yeah, you would think. No, yeah, I'm not. But I think like also what I told myself coming into this is like it's not about being a perfectionist, and I tell myself that still every day going into work. It's also, I think, more interesting to watch something that's not perfect. And I try to be just like, obviously it's nice to have high standards, but not so high that it stops you from even trying, if that makes sense, or like kind of like puts this fear in you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just being kind to yourself and just kind of going with the flow and allowing things to be good or like good-ish. Just
but be true. That's the main thing, right? I mean, I think other platforms kind of push everyone's putting out a very shiny version of themselves. Like you said, there's probably been 20 takes of a photo or a selfie before it goes up. And I think fans want that kind of more raw and true kind of version.
Yeah, I think so. Which is like, it's nice that this is still digital, but it's still offering that sort of just in the moment live.
Yeah. What's next? What's the next thing for you?
What's next? Well, I'm going to see if I can organize some more of these. Would be nice. Also, like, it's a nice little side hustle if you can get it going quite well for you. But yeah, I finished Guys and Dolls end of February. And I think I'm going to try and hopefully, fingers crossed, like really go for the music thing.
Yeah.
My evenings will be free, so be.
You
seeing
definitely
if I can
should.
Gig.
You definitely should.
Yeah.
It's kind of wasted if you don't. It's you got to get it out there. You've definitely got to get it out there. And yeah, you mentioned the side hustle thing there. I mean, today's stream was a paid stream, so you got people in there supporting you and helping you out. So hopefully that kind of helps push things forward on your own kind of journey. You do the guitar videos all the time in your bedroom. Would you attempt a live stream like this from there?
Yeah, I don't really know what's been holding me back so far. Maybe I was just waiting to do this one, but yeah, I think I should start doing it. And I think like another reason why I picked up the whole songwriting and guitar thing is like it's a really nice thing to go alongside doing my steady, still creative, but like at times it is essentially like Groundhog Day, like doing the same thing every time. So like the outlet that I get with the creative outlet that I get with the guitar is that it can be fresh, and I'm just like constantly working towards a different goal. So like I think it'd be really fun to just have like constant projects to look forward to. So yeah, big fat yeah.
Perfect. Well, Snaas, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so
It
much.
was really good to chat. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Look forward to seeing you back again. Obviously people can find you on Lounges by searching for your profile, SNAAS.
Yeah.
But where else can they find you?
I'm kind of low key at the minute, but you can find me on Instagram, and you can look at my bedroom guitar videos. My name is Snaas, IZZSNAZZ actually.
Okay, you're making yourself difficult to find.
I know. I don't know
All
why
these
I'm doing
different
that to
spellings
myself.
and names, but that's what it's all about. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you.
And hopefully see you soon.
Cool.
So
Love
there
it.
it was.
Brilliant. Really
Snaas.
really good Snaas.
Cool. She was cool. She was very
good.
cool, very chilled. Well, actually,
it.
she was clearly a bit nervous about the performance, but she was a very cool, relaxed person. And
Bishop,
hopefully we'll see her
again,
again.
we said before, it's all about doing your first one, and the next one should be more confident.
100%.
And she'll build her audiences and build on that. So I thought she was brilliant.
100%. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I
Should we
think
wrap it up?
it's been a long week.
It's been a long week, but a good week.
It's been a good long week, and hopefully next week will be even better.
Always.
We will strive to do better things, and just have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you. So big thanks to everyone for listening. And thank you to Snaas for coming in and having a chat with us. Go and watch her stream. She shouted out where you can find her, but definitely go watch the stream. It was a really good performance. Send in all your questions for the quick fire round. What do you want us to talk about? Who do you want us to bring into the stream? Depending on what areas of the jingle. Priority number 1, jingle. Before you do anything, send us a jingle. Scott, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and to you. It's been good.
This has been Stream Big. Thank you.
So this is called I Don't Want to Fall. I don't want to fall in love in case I fall out of myself. I'm putting you back on the shelf, tired of picking up shit from someone else. See, I noticed when you needed me is when I needed you there too. But all it ever seemed to be is me putting you before me. And don't you know how this thing goes? 'Cause no, I don't wanna fall, don't wanna make the call between you or me. Although I know I give my all to you, but I just really can't this time. 'Cause you take and you take, and I break for the sake of us, and it hurts far too much when it's still not enough, giving you all I got to give. So I'd rather not give at all. Now you understand why I must go seek out the greener sides of grass. A future calling out my name, where I don't need no other half. See, I'm fine, just me, myself, and I. It's pretty cozy late at night, and when I wake up in the morning sun, things don't feel wrong, they just feel right. Aren't you glad we aren't sad no more? 'Cause no, I don't wanna fall, don't wanna make the call between you and me. Although I know I give my all to you, but I just really can't this time. 'Cause you take and you take, and I break for the sake of us, and it hurts far too much when it's still not enough, giving you all I got to give. So I'd rather not give at all. Yes, I'd rather not give